You know, Danny, when looking at James Baldwin, you did a wonderful work as a narrator on the Witness biography, where you got to look at his whole life. What's it mean to you to see that James is still a part of the lexicon, and the work that Raul's done with this film is still keeping his voice alive?
The first book that I read when I was 17 years old, that I read from cover to cover, was The Fire Next Time. James Baldwin's The Fire Next Time. When I was 17 years old, that was 1962, 1963. So to be able to and meet James Baldwin, man, James Baldwin is a transformative force in my life. The feelings that I felt as a young man, as a young boy, a young teenager reading James Baldwin were so reaffirming of my humanity. You know, and that's translated through the way in which he expressed his own humanity. And so that's what makes James Baldwin. James Baldwin's forever. He writes the most incredible essays. We talk about his now, but the most incredible essays. He places you in the moment, in the situation, in the storytelling when he writes his essays, as well as his novels. You know, you're right inside of it. So you have this visceral connection to what he feels, and it's powerful. And to be able to have that, I still read Baldwin. There's a time I had a book of writings from Baldwin. I'll pick it up and I'll just turn randomly to a place and read something about Baldwin.
You've even quoted him in speeches. I mean, you always brought up a human place to dwell for. Can you talk about what it means in 2017 to hopefully help in this movement? I mean, you've continued this fight since you were a teenager yourself.
Well, I don't know. There's more. Every generation, every moment of history has its own dynamics, its own contradictions, and everything else. And the task for us is to understand those contradictions and understand the flow of the human experience. But there's always going to be love. Love is the most transformative part. As King talked about it, as Baldwin talked about it, love is the most transformative aspect of it. And if we are building the communities that we have, wherever we go, wherever the dynamics that change in our life, whatever the technology is, they can't supplant love. And love and justice, they go hand in hand.
You know, you travel all over the world speaking, and you're coming back to Mississippi next month.
Yeah.
What does it mean to get young people, to get other people involved in seeing, you know, when people are mistreated?
Well, I'll tell you what, and as King said, it's justice anywhere, it's injustice to all of us. And the fact that young people are involved, they are the future. There were young people that marched from city to city, the great marches, from community to community, leafleting and talking about the civil rights movement and the right to vote, you know, the rights for justice, the right to justice. There were young people who walked from village to village during the moments of the fight for decolonization. There were young people who did that. Young people are the force. They're the ones, you know. They're the ones. I sit back and I'm so enamored with young people as I look at them 18, 19 years old, wherever I'm in the country, not just here, in Mississippi too, you know, and finding a way and believing across gender lines, across racial lines and ethnicity and everything else, building and trying to figure where's the world that we're going to build. We're going to take and make this our world. We're going to take the 21st century and make this our century, and that's what I'm happy about.
Danny, thank you so much.
All right then.
It was a pleasure.